and welcome to another discussion about zodiac love. As you already know, most of the time when we hear anything about star signs and love, it concerns compatibility. But I'm going to be talking about incompatible love between the Sagittarius woman and the Capricorn man. The Capricorn man takes first impressions far more earnestly than any other zodiac signs. He tends to be attracted to a woman well presented, that includes garments and her mannerisms. He has a long list of criteria which ought to be met, although he is realistic and will give allowances for one or two shortfalls. As cardinal Earth and residing in the 10th house of the zodiac wheel, there is a drive for him to initiate action, to make something happen. In terms of love, his choice of mate is likely to be a conscious decision, because love is not taken lightly. And he's not the type to fall blindly in love either. We all know love can hit and run, killing the common sense of anyone. No one is exempt from mistakes. And Capricorn has a negative polarity and therefore feminine, ruled by Saturn, the furthest planet in the solar system, and is representative of limits and boundaries. Saturn has been known as the ruler of the Golden Age, during an era where human beings live in harmony according to the natural rhythms of nature. Saturn is a Roman term. In Greece he is known as Kronos, and ancient Egypt he is Asar or Osiris, the god of the earth. The work of Saturn concerns worldly affairs in which disorder and disharmony must be addressed. The key words to describe the vibration of the Saturn energy is hard work, discipline, responsibility, control, law, and authority. Thus, Capricorn is a serious personality, especially in their younger years, and even more so if they are still in pursuit of their goals and ambitions. The Sagittarius woman may admire his strength, determination, and resilience, which often brings tangible results. Her optimism and enthusiasm should only enhance the likelihood of Capricorn's success. Jupiter, as her ruler, seeks expansion and fortune in the outer world. She would be unfazed with the Capricorn's need to focus all his attention on fulfilling his ambition, since she has many aspirations of her own. Jupiter wants to increase consciousness through learning, travel, freedom, and independence. And as the inhabitant of the 9th house in the zodiac wheel, the truth discovered previously by Scorpio in the 8th house calls for a higher awareness in the 9th. For those Sagittarians on the path of enlightenment, knowledge and wisdom is sought. As teachers, they impart such lessons with all. They just want to share their knowledge. And on the other side of the continuum, she is the life and soul of any social gathering, commanding attention. She knows almost everyone, and almost everyone knows her. You see, Jupiter influences cultural changes and social drives towards expansion and improvement. Wow, what a mission. What do you expect? As king of the heavens. In Babylon, Jupiter is known as Bel, and in Greece, Zeus, and in ancient Egypt, Africa, the planet is the deity Horus. Although Capricorn can be overly preoccupied with climbing the social ladder, they are what you would refer to as relationship material. Commitment and responsibility is something that comes naturally once they find the time. Whereas the Sagittarius, it is not necessarily so. The desire for variety and change is not conducive to a long-term relationships. Although they are true romantics, it can be very difficult for them to connect or commit to a one-to-one relationship. As mutable fire with a masculine polarity, there is a tendency to strive towards all sorts of interests and an anticipation for all possibilities in life. If the Capricorn man is a typical example of his zodiac sign, which is someone that adheres to the status quo, functions on routine and order, basically bloody boring, trouble awaits. He perceives the Sagittarian as someone moving fast but going nowhere soon, shooting arrows without a target. He cannot fathom the reasons behind her need to experience, explore, and learn for the pleasure or sake of it. He may on the odd occasion listen to her philosophical ideals if they serve any form of practicality. For him, all endeavours have an exact, concrete purpose, which is to be well accomplished in the material world and therefore gain some level of social standing. All this ambition doesn't blend too comfortably with the receptivity of a negative sign such as Capricorn that wants validation due to an inherent feeling of inadequacy if they fail. The Sagittarian woman cannot cope with a deflated self-esteem. Although his sarcastic sense of humour may lighten the ever-heavy atmosphere, she can be humane enough to stick around to give moral support. But she is the type not prepared to acknowledge her own weaknesses and self-doubt. Here we have fire and earth that interacts in a variety of ways. When it's good, it's really good. And when it's bad, it can have the potential to be devastating. Especially with regards to finances. Sagittarians will speedily spend their hard-earned money and accumulate debts when broke. And of course, Capricorn strongly disapproves of this reckless, irresponsible style of money management. In addition, her lack of consideration for future financial security is absolutely insane, according to him. Capricorn has far too much respect for money, always handled with the greatest of care. Savings, insurance, pension plans are put in place early in life. Capricorns don't take risks. In fact, money is going to be the subject of much of the contention between them, since they have totally different approaches to money. And as for physical intimacy, the Capricorn man possesses a powerful libido that will not intimidate the fiery passion of the Sagittarian woman, Once his earthy goat nature takes control, she submits with eagerness as an opportunity to escape from the monotony of day in, day out. However, these moments are only temporary. To be quite frank, it's likely to reach a point where she will exercise her freedom of speech, disclosing blunt truths regarding the relationship, which comes across as very tactless. Capricorn's consistency now invokes within her restlessness, and a yearning for a new adventure cannot wait. She is most likely to disappear without notice. She doesn't want to confront or even acknowledge any emotions. Emotions are rightfully the least of her worries, because the Capricorn man tends to be emotionally blocked, unable to express them. And Capricorn man is wasting time if he tries to control her, because she's a woman of liberation. She gallops away, hair blowing in the wind, having loved, lost, and gained. She is now invigorated by singledom again, and with all its possibilities as a centaur. Saturn and Jupiter combined are both expansion and contraction, where the relationship goes beyond boundaries and can be equally locked in limitations. It is the volatile relationship between the two planets, why this companionship is deemed incompatible and warrants a 1 heart rating. Even if the genders were exchanged, it would make no difference. Unless he is a Capricorn man with an Aries or Libra rising, or has a Venus in Gemini or Leo. These placements soften his serious demeanour and equip him with a more passionate, inspiring, loving nature. A Sagittarian woman with Taurus or Virgo rising, or simply just a moon placement in Taurus. Now she has a practical temperament, less fanciful, with an inclination towards aspirations which are worldly and individualistic. A vibration more closer in alignment to a typical Capricorn. Now, when we look at the sole purpose of both signs, maybe we can find some sort of consensus between them. The sole purpose for Sagittarius is to learn focused concentration upon a particular goal, a goal worth aiming for, and to strive towards it. Although it must be based on intuition, idealism, and high visions. The lesson here is to listen to the inner voice. And Capricorn's sole purpose is to use their powerful ambition for selfless causes, to aid humanity. Such determination and a sense of purpose can bring all sorts of changes to our world. If Sagittarius and Capricorn are on the same page, sharing a vision that derives from the soul, whatever that desire may be, then the relationship has a chance of survival, a sort of soulmate love that serves the purpose of growth. I don't know whether any of you know a Sagittarius woman with a Capricorn man, or a Capricorn woman with a Sagittarius man? I would really like to know, because it is a challenging combination. And if you find success among a pair such as this one, that love comes from an higher order.